ॐ ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ समस्त जनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Hari Om. The 30th episode of the Drishya Viveka, we saw up to this verse 17. Asya jivatvam aropat sakshini api avabhasate avrtau tu vinashtayam bhede bhate apayati tat. When the avaranam of the jiva, when the covering of the jiva is there, the sakshini in the witness, it appears as if, I am the seer. But when the covering is removed, which means when the ignorance of the self is gone, then even if the difference seems to be there, it is not experienced as a difference, meaning I am the jiva, the supreme, which is seen through the body. The difference is not experienced within him. So the jiva has the experience of finiteness only because of the superimposition or aropana. Aropana means the sakshi is a seer, but because of the presence of other equipment like the body, mind and intellect, the individual thinks I am the seer. So that is a kind of superimposition. And what happens? The veiling power of Maya, the veiling power means the covering power, the limiting power, something that limits us, something that says that you are this body, you are this mind, you are this intellect, is a veiling power. What does it do? Tatha sarga brahmanoscha bhedamavritya tishtati ya shaktis-tadvashat brahma vikrutattvena bhasate. Tatha, in the same way, how the power of Maya avranoti, it covers, sarga brahmanohocha, between creation and Brahma means the reality. What is the truth and what has been created? There are two different things. Bhedam avrutya tishtati. This power of Maya creates a difference between Brahman and this creation. So when we see the creation, we don't see the reality, or we don't say we are experiencing Brahman. We say we are looking at creation, and Brahman is something beyond this creation which we cannot see. That is because of the veiling power of Maya. The veiling power of Maya creates this difference between creation and reality. Ya Shaktihi, that power, Tadvashat Brahma Vikritattvena Bhasate. Because of that power of Maya, that Brahma or the reality, it looks as though it is changed, it undergoes modifications, there are many differences. there are human beings, there are plants, animals, and other species. Then there's air, water, fire, space, and earth. There are many, many differences that we see outside us. It is because of this power of Maya that we see the differences. Maya means the power of Brahman. How is that power of Brahman expressed? In the form of thought. Actually, if you see, we draw maps, we draw nautical miles, nautical kilometers, or nautical maps between countries. In our own country, we draw maps. There are none of these lines are there really on the earth. The lines on the map are only the creation of the mind through words, through sentences, through drawings, through our imagination. We create these differences and we establish these differences. We not only do that, we also fight over the differences. And so that is only the power of Maya. The power of Maya means the power of our thought that creates all these differences. Atra api so we didn't read this verse. Tatha sarga brahmanoscha bhedam avritya tishtati. This power of Maya remains by creating a division between. When you see this, you say this is a water bottle. You do not realize, we do not realize that this is reality. The Brahman is here, and in that Brahman, there is an appearance of a thought called water bottle thought. The water bottle thought is caused by the presence of an object which is perceived by the sense organs, and the information is given as a report to the mind, and the mind calls it or perceives it as a thought, and the thought is what creates a difference between. Otherwise, what is there is only Brahman. What is there is only reality, the truth. Since we are not aware of this, the power of Maya creates a difference. So if only this is only Brahman, we are not going to get any kind of a desire to take this, or desire to possess it, or the desire to fight over this. All these problems go away when we experience reality everywhere around us. But this power of Maya, for a purpose, there is a purpose for that. The purpose is towards self-realization. It does not allow us to experience the reality. Even when we are cleaning up a room, when the whole room is surrounded by mess pulled out from our cupboards and desks, and it is lying on the ground, it is the power of Maya that can save us, because when we see the whole mess at once, we will get tired, we will not have the energy to do work. But the power of Maya, with its ability to distinguish and differentiate, can enable us to take one small portion of that big, isolate it, sort it out, take what is required, dispose of the rest, and then arrange everything wherever we need to arrange. So this power of Maya actually helps us in isolating something for our own study and observation. Like, there is so much of copper sulfate available everywhere, but in the lab, you take a little bit of copper sulfate to do the testing, and through which we learn something. In the same way, in the world, there is so much available. This power of Maya creates a difference and distinguishing in the form of numbers, letters, words, sentences, so that we can isolate our thoughts and we can study our thoughts. That is the work of Maya. Ya Shaktihi Tadvashat Brahma Vikritatvena Bhasate. Even the Brahman is appearing as different from the creation. The creation, we say the creation is different. What do we say? We don't say creation is different. We name every object. We say this is a water bottle, or this is a laminated sheet, or this is a cloth, or that is an idol, or this is a scissor. We say different things, and that which means we are spelling out different forms and names in creation. That's what we do. We do not say this is Brahman, that is Brahman, this is Brahman. We don't say that because it doesn't come naturally to us. Naturally, what comes to us is the distinguishing and the differences, which is caused by Maya. Now what happens? 19th verse. Atra api avriti nashena. When the veil that covers our perception is destroyed, what happens? Atrapyavriti nashena vibhati brahma sargayoho vedastayor vikarasyat sargena brahmani kvachit. Atrapi, in this case also, in which case, in the previous case where we saw sarga brahmanoscha bhedam avritya tishtati, there is a difference is created, and this Maya surrounds everything along with the differences, and it remains Ya Shakti, that power which is in the possession of Brahman, Tadvashat. Because of that presence of that power, Brahma Vikrutatvena Bhasate. This Brahma itself, this whole reality itself appears different. So if you see this room around, you will not say there is a room. You will, if I ask what is there here, you will say there are cupboards, there are shelves, there is a window, there is a chair, there is an idol, there is a lamp, there are peacock feathers, there is a veena. So many things you will point out in this place, because that is the power of Maya which shows us all the different limitations. Atrapi, even in that case, avriti nashena, when this veiling power of Maya is destroyed, means it goes. When does it go? By many of our sadhanas, many of our practices that we do, all the impurities of mind begin to go away, and slowly, when the impurities go away, and we do the respective sadhanas of Vedanta where we try to realize the self, at that time this veil of Maya will drop. Vibhati, even after the destruction of the veil, Brahma Sargayoho Vibhati, everything appears the same only. There is no difference. This whole universe appears as Brahman and this creation. The Bheda seems to be there, Vibhati, it becomes very clear. Vibhati Brahma Sargayoho Bedaha Tayoho Vikarasyat. In our perception only there is the difference. There is a Beda, this distinguishing between Brahman, the reality, and Sarga, creation. This distinguishing ability is there only in our perception. In reality, it is not there. Sargena Brahmani Kvachit. In this Brahman, there is actually no creation. But we are experiencing a creation in this reality, including our own presence, because of this veiling power of Maya. There is no reality apart from anything that we see. Whatever we see is the reality, but we don't experience it as that because we are always experiencing in the form of differences. I am able to see the tree, I am able to see the plant, I am able to see the grass, I am able to see the mountain. Even if I know, even if I understand that everything is pervaded by this reality, and it is only this reality that is appearing in so many names and forms, even if I know, even if I study, even if I meditate, whenever we experience the world, we experience with all these differences only. So, what are these differences that are there? Even though we experience all the differences, even though every object, computer looks like a computer to us, there's nothing wrong in that. That is the way it has been designed. It will appear like that only. A computer looks like a computer, a refrigerator looks like a refrigerator, a clock looks like a clock, a laptop looks like a laptop, a television looks like a television, a chair looks like a chair to us. But every object has got five parts to it, out of which three belong to the category of Brahman, or the universal truth or reality, which means it's equally present in everything, and two is something different. Let's see in this verse. Asti bhati priyam rupam नाम चेत अंश पंचकम आद्यत्रयं ब्रह्म रूपम जगद रूपम ततोद्वयम. There are five things in every object that we see. In any object you may take. You may take a pen stand, for example. This is a pen stand. What are they? What are the five components of this pen stand? Asti. It is. When you enter the room and you see this is from the Himalayas. It's made of randal, a type of bamboo. Whatever it may be, you say it is there. Asti. Excuse me. In the pen stand also you have a scissor. You say the scissor is there. The scale is there. The glass cleaner is there. What is this called? The stapler is there. The pen is there. Everything is there. The pen stand is there. Asti. Bhati. This appears to us like the pen stand. This appears like a pen. This appears like a stapler. This appears like a bottle of glass cleaner liquid. This appears like a scale. And this appears like a scissor. Bhati. Priyam. Everything in this is beautiful. Either it gives joy to me or it gives joy to the maker. Every object in this world will give priyam. This pen stand gives priyam to me because it is bought in a very beautiful, memorable place in the Himalayas. And every object here is dear to me. That is why it is kept here in the first place. Asti, bhati, priyam. Everything is dear. The scale is dear because it has a purpose. Sorry, the scissor is dear. The scale is dear because it has a purpose. I love this. What is this called? Whatever I called it earlier, I forgot now. Okay, here inside there is a fevi stick. I like it because it helps me to do something. This glass cleaner helps me to wipe my glasses well. So everything is priyam. Every object that we have gives us joy. Asti, bhati, priyam. Even garbage, you say every object, even garbage, it may not give you joy, but it gives joy to the person who is employed in removing garbage because that is his livelihood. He is earning his bread and butter through that work. So everything gives joy to somebody or the other. Even when we throw something as garbage, it may give joy to trees, plants, dogs, anything. Somebody in this world is becoming happy because of every object. Asti, bhati, priyam. Then you have two more forms. Rupam, nama. So here you see rupam. This is cylindrical in form. Rupi, diptau. Actually, rupa means form. But how do we get any form? We get form because of light. Rupi, diptau. It is shining in this way, this brown color. There's a shining, rupam, there's a form. There is a form here. There is a form for the scale. There is a form for this, whatever clip, pin, um, stapler pins, stapler. There is a form. Nama, and there's also name. This is called a pen stand, this is called a pen, this is called a scissor, this is called a scale, this is called a glass cleaner, this is called a stick, whatever, a fevi stick, whatever it is, called a name and a form. So every object that we take, for even if you take this clock is asti, bhati. This, if you see this, you can say it is a clock. It is revealing itself to you in its original state or whatever function it does. Bhati. It says, I am a clock. Okay. Priyam. This clock gives me joy. The clock in your house will give you joy. Priyam. Rupam. Nama. It has got a form. There is a color to it and there is a shape to it. And it has got a name. It is called clock, timepiece, or whatever clock it is called. Nama, Rupa, Amsha Panchakam. There are 5 aspects to it. 5 aspects to every object in this world. Here you have water bottle, asti. It is bhati. It is shining itself, revealing itself to us as a water bottle. Priyam. Of course, it gives me joy because it stores water for me to drink. Rupam, it has got a form, it has got a name. Nama, Chet, Amsha Panchakam. Out of these 5, Adyatrayam, Brahma Rupam. This asti, it is. Bhati, it reveals itself. Priyam, it gives joy. It is called Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means asti, it is there. Every object is there, asti. Bhati, every object reveals itself in its own way. Bhati. That is what the power of consciousness, the power of, it is not expressing like human beings, but every object reveals itself. Even if it is a stone, it reveals itself to us as a stone. Bhati. Priyam, it gives joy. It gives joy to the one who owns it or the one who creates it, the one who possesses it, or the one who approaches it. It gives joy. Then it has nama. You call it with a name. Water bottle. Rupa. It has got a particular form. Amsha Panchakam. Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam. This asti, bhati, priyam. Every object, the asti, bhati, priyam is common to every object. What is this magazine, newspaper cutting? Asti, it is. Bhati, it is revealing itself. It is a newspaper article that has been laminated. Bhati. Priyam, it gives joy to me because I am the author of this article. Priyam. And it may give joy to the readers of the article also. Priyam. Rupam, it definitely gives joy to the one who has edited it because it is their bread and butter. And Priyam, Nama, Rupam. It has got name and form. The Asti, Bhati, Priyam is Brahma Rupam. Whether it is this article or whether this is this cloth has got Asti. The cloth is Bhati. It reveals itself as a cloth. And then Priyam, it gives joy to the one who gifted to me. It gives joy for me who received it as a gift. And it gives joy to the maker of this cloth who sold it. So somebody or the other in the world is happy with every object that is there. Priyam. Then it has name and form. Jagat Rupam Tatodvayam. The name and form of this is different. 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 The name and form of this cloth is different. So that is Jagat. Whatever is different is Jagat. Jagat means that which moves, that which changes, Names and forms change, but the Asti Bhati Priyam, it reveals itself and it gives joy. These don't change with all the objects in this universe. Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam, Jagat Rupam, Tataha Dvayam. The other two are Jagat Rupam. Now the 21st verse. Kavaivagnijalourvishu Devatiryang Naradishu Abhinna Sachidananda Vidyete Rupanamani. Everything in this universe, Kha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Urvishu, in space, in air, water, fire, in deities, Deva, Tiryam, in animals, that which have got a horizontal spine, where the head, heart, stomach, everything is in the same line. Animals, and man, Nara, who is erect, Homo erectus, man, Sat, Chit, Anandaha, Abhinnaha. In all these, in all the five elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space, in devas, in humans, and in animals, what is common? Sat, Chit, Anandaha, Abhinnaha, Satchit Anandaha, Asti. Everything is. Earth is, water is, air is, space is, fire is. Human is, God is, devas are, animals are. Okay, is and are. Bhati, earth reveals itself as earth, water reveals itself as water. If water did not reveal itself as water, we cannot take bath even when we have water flowing through the pipe. Because it's revealing itself, we are able to see it and experience it, and touch it and experience it. If it doesn't reveal itself, we will not know it is there. So water, fire reveals itself as fire. The fire in the lamp is showing its presence. That is what bhati is called. Air reveals itself by when you feel it, you can experience air. Space reveals itself because we experience sound which travels through space. And then Kavai Vagni Jalorvishu, Jala Urvi. Deva in human beings, in gods and animals, they reveal themselves. The devas, they reveal themselves by the effects. We can't see them because we don't have the capacity, the capacity of the eyes to discover that very high frequencies in which the devas are existing. We are able to match only the frequencies of our human existence. There are some animals which can feel the presence of other frequencies other than human beings and things that we see generally on earth. Deva, Bhati, then Anandaha. They experience joy and they express joy. They experience joy from others. They express joy towards others. Bhidyete, but everything is different. How are they all different? Rupa Namani. Only in form. Rupa means the manifestation of light in that person causes the different forms. Rupa, Namani, the different names, they're all different. You say space, you say water, you say air, you say fire, you say earth, you say gods, you say humans, you say animals, you say trees, you say plants. They all are Asti Bhati Priyam, Sat Chit Ananda, but everything is different in name and form. There is no doubt about this. It's very clear and evident what we are going through this now. Next, now what should be done? Very beautiful. The preparation for meditation has begun here. And this Saturday's talk is because of the last Sunday we did not have the talk for some reasons. So it's happening today. Tomorrow, hopefully when we complete Drishya Viveka will be over because the remaining verses are about meditation. Let us see. Upekshya nama rupe dve Satchidananda tatparaha Samadhim sarvada kuryat Hridaye vadhava bahihi. Now the method to quieten the mind, the method to enter into the state of samadhi. Samadhi means samyak adhiyate manaha iti samadhi, where the mind has become very quiet and very established and not moved or disturbed by any thoughts, feelings, or emotions, is called the state of samadhi. So, how to attain the state of samadhi? How to meditate, on what to meditate, what to avoid, and what to focus on so that the mind becomes quiet. Upeksha. Upeksha means ignoring. Since every object has got five things, and out of the five, three are referring to the Brahma Rupam or Brahman, and the remaining two are Jagat Rupam, where there are differences. In name and form, there are differences, but there are no differences in the aspect that everything is Sat, everything exists, everything is Chit, or everything reveals itself, Bhati, and everything is Ananda. Every object gives joy. So when we, even if there is a great terrorist, the terrorist is giving joy to somebody, and that is why he gets a big group of people around him. I'm not saying you meditate on that, but if the question is, what about the bad people? What about the corrupt people? Everywhere you see, there is some goodness. There is nobody who's 100% good, and there's nobody who's 100% evil also. So there is goodness in everybody, and everything is commonly present. Asti, existence; bhati, revealing itself; priyam means giving joy. Now upeksha. So when we meditate, instead of meditating on the name and form, which is different, as long as we are meditating on differences, as long as we are focusing on differences, our mind will not know quietude. If the mind has to become quiet, we have to remove the focus from the differences and focus on the absolute reality in everything, which is same and changeless. So what is changeless? Asti, bhati, priyam, or sat, chit, ananda, or the fact that everything is, everything reveals itself, and everything gives joy to someone or the other, is changeless in all objects in this universe. Any object you may take a blade of grass, you may take a stone, you may take a piece of paper, you may take a book, and we do this analysis. Maybe if you have a shelf full of things to clear and clean the cupboard, you can do this analysis of Asti, Bhati, Priyam, and Nama, Rupa. And as you study, you can also clear your shelf. It's a meditation by itself. Upeksha, Nama, Rupe, Dve. So ignoring the Nama and Rupa, the name and the form of every object. Sat, Chit, Ananda, Tatparaha. Focus on Sat, existence. The tree exists, the flower exists, the plant exists, the fruit exists, the animal exists, the dog exists, the cat exists, the tiger exists, the lion exists, the humans exist. I am. I am means existence in one's own person is called am grammatically. And then the mat exists, the paper exists, the table exists. Any amount of things, existence will be there. And then it reveals itself. The table reveals itself. The hanging reveals itself. The peacock feathers reveal themselves. The veena reveals itself. The cupboards reveal themselves. The water bottle reveals itself. everything reveals themselves. That's bhati. Priyam. Every object around us gives joy to us. This water bottle gives joy. This cloth gives joy because it's very beautiful. This clock gives joy because it shows me time. This pen stand gives joy because it holds all my pens and writing material. And everything gives joy. Something or the other, all objects give us joy. So meditate on that, avoiding the name and the form. So the mind will enter the mind. For it to become quiet, it has to be given sameness. When the mind experiences sameness, it easily becomes quiet. So that is why this meditative exercise is given. When the mind experiences sameness or nothingness, there is no thought happening, and the mind is what happens at that point of time, it goes into a lull and then it goes into a state of sleep. But meditation is, there is no, in every thought I see some aspect of reality, and so I am aware, alive, and I am meditating. I am not sleeping at that point of time. When we meditate, it is called samadhi. When we are not aware and the mind just drops by itself, eyes close and the body falls, it's a state of sleep. Upeksha nama rupe dve satchit ananda tatparaha samadhim sarvada kuryat. This samadhi, or this method of quietening the mind, you can do it anywhere you go. Maybe you are traveling on the road. You will not, when you do this meditation open-eyed, your mind will become more focused. For example, you're traveling on the road and your mind is very disturbed with many thoughts. You want to quieten the mind. You say, you see, this is a car in which I'm traveling. The car is. The car reveals itself. The car gives me joy. The scooter is. The scooter reveals itself. The scooter gives me joy. And you see anything else, the road is. The road reveals itself as a road, and the road gives me joy. Asti bhati priyam. And ignore the nama and rupa. So throughout your journey, you would have meditated on the sameness of everything around you. And your 1 hour's journey would have gone so smoothly because there are no different, you have not experienced any difference in your mind. And when you don't experience difference, you don't experience the lapse of time also. Time goes by fast. Even when you're in a traffic jam, when we get caught in a traffic jam, usually we are irritated and we start complaining. Instead, you can use that time for open-eyed meditation, not closed-eyed meditation in a traffic jam or in traffic. But when you want to sit quietly in a room, then it can be done closed-eyed also. And it can be done open-eyed also. Samadhin sarvada kuryat. So only when we are able to meditate with eyes closed and seated in a position, there is not the complete meditation because the rest of it is still in a state of conditioning. We are giving the conditioning of not allowing certain inputs through our sense organs. We are giving it conditioning by keeping the body in a steady way, in a comfortable posture, and only then the mind will become quiet. This meditation, which Swami Vidyaranya is saying, like it's attributed to Sankaracharya also, Adi Sankaracharya, and some people say Vidyaranya. The text seems more like the Panchadashi of Vidyaranya. So Samadhim Sarvada Kuryat. At all times, you can quieten the mind in this way. In what way? Asti Bhati Priyam. Look at every object, ignore the name and form, which is changing, and look at the changeless aspect of every object. That changeless aspects are the object is, the object reveals itself in a special way, and the object gives joy either to me or to somebody in this world. Samadhim sarvada kuryat. Where can you do this samadhi? Hridayeva athava bhagihi. Hridaye means you can do it with your feelings that you experience. The feeling of anger comes, asti, anger is. Bhati, it is revealing itself. Anger gives joy. Yes, it has given joy to me. That is why it is coming. That is why I've allowed it to come. Or it gives somebody else joy to see me angry. Somebody has experienced joy because of that. Asti, bhati, priya. Okay, if the other feeling of jealousy is coming, the feeling of hatred is coming, the feeling of love is coming, or a thought is coming in your mind, asti, the thought reveals itself, and the thought gives me joy or doesn't give me joy. Either way, it either gives or doesn't give. If it doesn't give me, it gives somebody else joy. That is why it has existence in the first place. Any object existing in this universe gives joy. That's the logic. And so, if every thought gives joy, then life will become joyful when you see the joy aspect in everything. Samadhim sarvada kuryat hridayeva athava bahihi. Bahihi means outside. Any object you take, usually it is suggested and advised that you take some very elevating objects. You can do the same thing with anything. A wine bottle also you can do. But sometimes when we want to uplift our mind, it is always better to choose very elevating objects, maybe like a lamp or like the image of Bhagwan or a Veena or something very divine, those objects that symbolize divinity, and not ordinary objects, because if it is an ordinary object and it can be something that can pull our mind into it, some maybe all these habit habit forming substances. If we say I want to meditate on that, it is easier to get drawn because the mind becomes one pointed. It is easily attracted to where it is going. So it is very important that some elevating object we should take, maybe a mountain or a flowing river or the earth or the sky or air or water. For doing this, asti bhati priyam, or Sat Chit Ananda Dhyanam. Sat means it is existing, Chit means it manifests itself in some form or the other, Ananda means it gives joy. Hridayeva Athava Bahihi. This meditation can be done in our own heart, meaning in our own feelings, in our own different experiences, or outside. So let us see if we are able to complete this tomorrow. Om Sarvesham Swastir Sarvesham Shantir Sarvesham Purnam Sarvesham Mangalam Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Vashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Bole Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadeva. Hari Om.